Alright, I'm in the junkyard over in Dora. I'm looking for a good back glass for Jim since it's busted out, so I have a good idea what car I'm going to get it off of. I've actually already got some trim pieces and stuff like that off the same car. So this is pretty much a junkyard if y'all haven't ever been to one. The car's kind of up on blocks, and this is where you get all your little pieces to your old rigs. Since I'm doing the Fox Mustang, this is where I can get all kinds of pieces for the Mustang. There's some older stuff over here. So there's all kinds of unique stuff in the junkyards. Come look at. I don't want to go through the whole thing, just going to look for that back glass, and hopefully I can get it out, and I'll save a whole lot of money if I do it myself versus paying someone to do it and buying a new glass. Okay, I already got the glass out. I'm on my way back. Is pretty quick. It took longer to get the trim off, which I've already done a video on how I take the trim off anyway. So this clear silicone stuff doesn't look factory, so it looks like it's already leaking, and well, that's what made it come out easier, is because it's already half out. So all the way down there, about 3/4 of the way, is where I've carried it, and that's where I got to go with it. Good workout. Alright, I'm working on getting the new back glass in Jim here. So this one right here that I got in, this back glass here is, you know, it don't work very well for backing up because I can't see through it. But, you know, it keeps all the dirt and animals and stuff out. But, I mean, bottom line, it's cheap. So, yeah, I think that'll work. I just need to kind of detail it up a little bit. No, I'm kidding. I put that in there because I need to get all this stuff out. And I'll probably come back, even though I've painted it, I had the glass in there, so I couldn't, as you can see down in here, I couldn't get all the way in. So that'll allow me to clean that up real good, and then I can just come in and spray it with a satin black and make it all better. Okay, so I got the back glass in the shop now. I'm sitting on some sawhorses, and I need to clean all this gunk off of it before I put it in. I still have all the old butyl stuff over here on Jim to clean out as well. So that's the progress on it. Once I get it all clean, probably do another quick video, and then do one of it being installed. Okay, so I messed with it, and I kind of got a good run going on. No heat. I took, instead of trying to come in like that, I'm coming in this way. I'm pulling it, and we'll see if the good run is still applicable now that I'm filming it. That's getting, wow, well over 90% of it off by using this method right here. Again, with the tool, come in like this instead of like this, and it's easier on the wrist too. Okay, I got all my clips off. They need to be cleaned up, and probably can't see real well, but there's a lot of dirt back in behind here that where I painted it to begin with, since the glass and all the butyl was in there, I couldn't get in and clean it real well. So that's one of the good things about me doing the windshield versus taking it to someone, is if I took it to, you know, whatever place, they're not going to take all these little clips out and clean all the dust out and repaint it and everything. They're just going to slap the windshield in there, and I still got all this crud and everything in there. So, okay, so I got all the old butyl that I'm going to get out anyway. I got it scuffed down, taped off, and almost ready to spray. I need to do a quick wipe down. So I didn't mask this super good because I'm going to be using a rattle can, and that'll get it to where it has a good coating on there. It'll match, since I am doing some exterior paint, it'll match what I've done. If you remember from when I painted the car, I used the satin black Van Sickle paint, without any hardener, because the hardener adds too much. It adds a gloss to it, and it would make it too glossy. So if you look at kind of where the fade is going with the car, that's the hue I want right there, versus here's what it looks like. You know, there's no wax, no buff or anything. That's, wow, glare. So this is the same satin black. Well, not gonna catch you without glare or too dark. So anyway, the point is, it makes it a lot shinier than what I want it to be. And you know, the car's garage kept. I'm not driving it out, parking it at work every day out in the sun. So this is something that I can just maintain with the quick detailer wax and everything whenever I wash the car, and keep the hue that I want. Alright, I'm getting the windshield clean. What I've done is I just kind of took some dish soap and put it in a bottle with some water, but I'm just kind of spraying that on, and then just giving a little bit of scrub with this blue scrub pad, which won't scratch the glass, hopefully anyway. And then just sponging it up, and I got my bucket of water over here to clean the sponge out with. So one side at a time, get it good and clean, and then I'll come back with, probably use that super prep or lacquer thinner or something like that to get the rest of it off around the edges anyway. That'll get it prepped for the urethane sealant that I'm going to be using on here. So, speaking of, this is the stuff that I'll be using, so I'll need to get it in my caulk gun and get it all prepared and nozzle, and then I'll just come around the windshield, or no windshield, the back glass area on the car, and then I'll have help and use the little suction cups to put the back glass in. Okay, so I got the painting done, everything's cleaned up. I've come back and taped along the edge here. That way when I take the caulking gun and caulk down through there, if I get a little bit of dribble, I should be good. Let's see what else I got. Some suction cups. You see suctions on there. I'm not going to use that as a primary way of lifting it, just because I absolutely don't trust them. But it'll help me position it once I get to the very top edge, laying the top edge in right here. Because I'm going to put the back end first on these little, we can see right here. Now that's done. This little orange piece here, it sets in there first, and then I just take and just lay it down. So that'll help me whenever I'm laying it down. So we'll see. Alright, the back glass is in Jim. I did get help to put this in. I'm sure you can do it by yourself, but I wouldn't feel like doing that. This is a big deal, and if you drop it or something and it breaks, it's just not worth to try to do it by yourself unless you just know exactly what you're doing. So I'll come in and I use the whole tube of that sealant, and I think I could have used a little more, and I might have to come back and do a little bit more in here, fill this gap up. What I did, I took my paint stick after I laid the bead down in there and got the windshield in, and just kind of put it in there and scooped it up in there. That way I got a seal all the way around. So we'll find out. I'll let this cure. It didn't say what the cure time was, so I'll probably give it 24 hours and roll it out and put some water on it and see if I got any leaks, and then go from there. Alright, the windshield sealant's dried. It's been on there overnight. I kind of put it in yesterday afternoon. So I'm just coming back and cleaning up some of the edges here with the razor blade. Alright, I checked Jim's back glass out, and I just ran the water hose over it to see if there's any leaks, and I had at least one spot that leaked, so I come back in with the air hose and blew around the inside of it and located it. So I'm going to use this stuff here to do the repair on that. I would use the stuff I used before, but it only comes in the big tube, and it's 20 bucks for the tube, and I don't want to buy a whole tube for 3 spots and then the whole thing dry up on me. So I already got it marked, and I'm going to throw this on and do another water check and see how it comes out. Okay, so the back glass on Jim is in and repaired, and it does not leak. I just did my water test. I had to come in and do a couple locations with that windshield repair stuff. And it seems to be doing pretty good. It's got it all sealed up. So I would recommend, if you're doing a back glass on one of these, you can see, let me get a good spot over here. You can see how it's not all filled in the channel. So I barely had enough to get this thing in. I would buy 2 of those tubes instead of just trying to do it with 1 tube. So this is another part of this car that's complete, and it's been made better. It's kind of like what C.S. Lewis wrote about in his house allegory. They had this old house and is getting repairs done and walls knocked out, and the house, was, of course, don't have feelings. It's allegory, but it's saying how it's painful and everything, and that's kind of what happens in our lives, and that's what C.S. Lewis was alluding to, was the work that God is doing in our lives if we allow Him to do it. Sometimes it's painful, but it needs to be done. It needs to be repaired so we're no longer broken.